We did all that, and we got an EPC A rating. Now, that's good news, because EPCs weren't actually about when we started doing the building, and we had to change it. We put SIP panels in. We even went for air tightness, so we've got, hold on to get this right, is it 5 metre cubes per hour per metre squared or something, is the general view. We're under 5 for that. And we focused very hard on what we're trying to do, but it's not easy. The labs, just a nice wee picture. That's the old labs in the Fish Fingers place. That's what our nice new labs look like. Secures and meets the business objectives. Most importantly, it's great talking about these buildings, but the business objective was to change our structure to a centre of excellence model. One in the north, one in the south. We've built the one in the north now, which is in Aberdeen, in Torry, and we're very proud of it. I'm not going to talk about BREEAM. We've heard talk about BREEAM. What I'm going to say, and it's important about this, we set off at 75.12. At the end of the process, we're 79.56%. So we increased it slightly. We increased the insulation, put photovoltaics in. Again, not done it before. Thought, well, how will we go at this? We'll put some photovoltaics, 50 square metres on the roof. We'll watch how it generates. We'll see how it works with the lovely seagulls that we have in Torry, and go through the whole process. And we'll measure it. And from measure it, we'll learn and we'll learn and we'll operate. It's the same as the building. The building looks great, right? It's sustainable credentials, but if we run it we run it really badly, it'll perform really badly. So it's about not just the building's interaction with the people that are managing the building and the occupants that are dealing with the building. And there's that whole linkage through the process. And we did all that. We have rainwater harvesting. We've got lots of things, but I'm not going to spend ages. Oh, it's got a lorry. We had a board member called Julia Sturrock, and I'll talk to it. And Julia was fantastic, and she was one of the most passionate people on this stuff. And we took, at the board meeting, we presented Aberdeen. It's going to be BREEAM Excellent. It's going to have solar thermal. It's going to be rainwater harvesting. It's going to have a SUD system. And Julia sent us packing with her to say, go and think again. You're not trying hard enough. You're not doing the right things. You can do this better. So one of the things that came out of this was we had to go away and look at the biomass, and we put a biomass plant in that covers the whole building. Now, I said earlier, and I do mean it when I said it earlier, we left stuff out in the field, okay? Because what happened was GHA had a need. They wanted to build some social housing. We had a need. We wanted a nice new shiny headquarters in Aberdeen that we could co-locate with other organisations. So what do? Joint planning application. We'll put the big building on the front, you put the houses behind it, and we'll go from there. We tried really hard to make it work and get a CHP plant in. Okay? Been perfect for it. The houses are there. They need the load at night. We need the load during the day. Perfect. Couldn't get it to work. Didn't think about it early enough in the process. Didn't implement it. We were well down the route, and budgets had been made and things had been set, and we couldn't do it. That we left out in the park. Not the best place that we'd like to do. If we to do it again, we'd start again, we'd work much earlier. Instead of we have a need. We do need a truly joint project at that point, because the infrastructure, yes, GHA put in utilities into the business, but they'd worked out a cost model based on putting a wee gas boiler in and putting everything else, and we'd worked out putting that in. But we could have done it. You know, we should have done it to some extent, and we left it out in the park. Not for want of trying, but the reality situation is about planning in the early days of planning that created the issue. Right, I'm going to have a rant. So there's some nice pictures of sustainable and rainwater harvesting and some pellets. Brilliant. Right. Now, hold on. I'm trying to work out. Does a BREEAM Excellent building need a green building? No. Right? It's sustainably constructed. It's done the right way. You do certain things. But I'm going to... this is my major rant. Does green electricity equal some emissions reductions? No. Okay? This just to show you that it's not far away from the original concept drawing. Okay. Before we put the biomass in, we had a BREEAM Excellent building. Ta-da! 6% CO2 reduction. With the biomass in, 35% reduction and various other things. Both the same standard. One's an environmental standard, but it's not an energy standard. And you're going to have to be careful and go through that. Now, when I started with SEPA, we bought only green electricity because we're green. And somebody asked me the question, how do you know it's green? So I thought, I don't know how I know it's green because I'm told it's green and I pay extra for it, so it must be green. So I wrote to the provider and they sent me a certificate and a frame to hang in my... So while I was hanging it up, I thought, how will you read at that? And it says, contains an element of CHP, full stop. And I'm thinking, well, CHP produces CO2, it can't be green, I can't take the carbon for it at that point. Then I got to our environmental policy guys, who by this point, it's a Glasgow word, so forgive me, pummeling me, for the fact that there was no additionality. By the time you get your certificate for buying green electricity, if you actually work out where the pipe's connected to from Stirling, where our head office is, or from Inverdee, come from Lungannet, which produces CO2. And with the renewable obligations that are currently being placed on the electricity companies, us buying that's not making them put any more up any quicker because they're struggling to meet what they've got to do at the moment. So why pay the extra? Don't know. It's a view. But it's important, and my point that I'm making is important because the BREEAM Excellent, when we went into this, we're going to have a BREEAM Excellent. They're not talking that. Now we want outstanding, right? And I'm sure the meaning of the BREEAM Outstanding is the term of the word very good, not incomplete, right? So if we go for the BREEAM Outstanding, which is the next project, is one of the things that we're looking for, we need to deal with the energy performance element of it, okay? Because it's not an energy reduction standard. You can have a good trade-off, and it depends on the site, the orientation, the materials you use. You can get an excellent building that's not that energy efficient. It's energy efficient at most, but it's not anywhere where you need to go. So that's kind of where we got to, and we kind of went a wee journey. We've put in the organisations into the building, as you can see. Happy man, happy woman, happy lab space, through a light well that goes in. Each floor plate's 15 metres squared, 7.5 in that side, 7.5 in that side, plus library, plus meeting rooms and conference areas. Air, with the exception of labs, which is mechanically ventilated, naturally ventilated, through a chimney and out the windows. Okay? Is generally how the building works. So we've moved everybody in. We've got 170 staff. We've worked in partnership with GHA. Social housing's being constructed at the moment. We've secured technical jobs in Tory. We've built a building, which is BREEAM Excellent, which we are very proud about. I'm not slagging off BREEAM. I'm just saying you have to be careful what we're doing. It's Energy Performance Certificates A, but because we monitor everything we do with energy, I've got energy performance certificates for 30 buildings. And my actual usage compared to what the usage is on the energy performance certificate is nowhere close. Okay? It's significantly higher because the EPC doesn't take into consideration actually what you're doing within the building. It just, this is what the building should do. And so, though we're proud of it, we know we've got a long way to go with it. But the most important thing is if you meet somebody from SEPA in Aberdeen, or you meet somebody with SNH from Aberdeen, or you meet somebody GINC, ask them what they think. Don't listen to me, because I'm passionate about it, and I've been here for 3 years, been involved in it. Ask them, because that's the key. That's the sustainable element about it. It's not just about the building being green, it's about sustainable for the users. and the environment influencing them. Thank you very much.